5 money-related questions to ask your date. Yeah, I read this article on MarketWatch today, and I said, this is something I want to talk about. Times are tough, right? Challenging, money worries. So we're going to talk about that today. And hey, guys, if you want to tune in tomorrow morning at 8:30, we're going live. I'm going to interview Kelly Wilson. She's an occupational therapist. She has a son who's autistic, who's in his 20s. We're going to be talking about autism, and she's also my cousin. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Kelly's going to be on the show tomorrow. So tune in at 8:30 live streaming. All right, guys, let's do it. First, ABCs. How'd you do? All body workout, blissful sleep, colorful diet. Well, here's a little thing you want to put into your bag of tricks. Extra credit. We never talk about that, but I am going to talk about that because yesterday I went to the gym for an hour. That's about 20 minutes longer than I usually work out. So I said, hey, I get extra credit for today. No kidding. So when I went into the gym today, I said, hey, short and sweet because I got the extra credit and I'm getting a full check. So that's how you do it, guys. If you have a really great day, reward yourself. Maybe the next day, don't take off, but cut it short. Colorful diet, eggs, kale, apple, banana, nailed it. I only used 3 eggs today, guys. I'm trying to cut back. I brought the weight down, so I'm good there. And then the sleep, blissful sleep. You got to do it. You got to do it. All right, let's jump right into this article. You can read this article on MarketWatch. Genna Contino, she wrote the article. She's on the personal finance desk. Give a shout out to Genna. How much money do you make? Since you can't ask your date that, ask them this instead. This came out 2 days ago on May 18th. So how to talk about money on a date. What are we talking about? Hey, back in my day, I haven't dated in a while, but back in my day, New York days, I mean, all you had to do is ask who'd you work for. You work for Goldman Sachs? You're a teacher? It depends on your date. But since a woman wrote this article, I guess I'm going to assume, maybe I shouldn't assume, but is this women asking the questions? Or I guess it could work both ways, right? But why? Why do you want to, why are we going there? Said 78% of Americans now consider a type of debt a deal breaker. Oh, if you're carrying all sorts of debt, it's a deal breaker. What about college? I graduated Kellogg, got my MBA at Northwestern. I had over $100,000 in debt. I mean, what's that? Is that a deal breaker? You could check it out. It's the Archive Center for Consumer Insights that made that statement. But, I liken this to like the type of scrutiny, right? That, she said it. It's like the old days. It was either the politics or religion. Now we're using this screening for money. We don't have money problems, right? On a first date, though. So what do you do on a first date? I don't know. I've never had anybody ask me what I make on a first date, but this is what you want to ask them. These are 5 questions, and I'll give you one more. Again, I think this is the women asking the question. Number 1, what was your childhood like? That's a loaded question, right? And she gave this too. She's like, you could take the high road or the low road, right? We always made it work, or we never had anything. That's more of a bitter kind of negative response. But hey, or maybe you were born rich, I don't know. But anyway, that's the first question. What was your childhood like? Number 2, but that's always a good question. What does a typical vacation look like for you? That is a good question. I mean, it's going to, first of all, you fly in first class? Are you spontaneous, last minute? Do you plan it? Do you budget it? I mean, it tells you a lot about the person. Are they just, on a whim, jumping on a plane, going to Vegas, make some bets? I don't know. But basically, are you responsible with money? I think that's kind of where that one's going. Number 3, what do you like to splurge on? Ooh, this is another loaded question because suppose you never splurge. Or what do you splurge on? And this is a good one because they said women like to prioritize self-care, right? Spend a lot of time, whatever, personal services. Hey, I'm into that too, guys. So this is going to reveal something, whether you consider it a luxury or a necessity. So is it necessary in your life, like hair, nails, teeth, whatever it is you're spending money on, Botox? Is that necessary? Because that's the first thing that's going to get cut, right? If you don't have money to spend, those extras are going to get cut. So this is a really good one. I mean, if they're splurging on a new set of golf clubs to go to their high-end golf course, be careful. Be careful. They're not going to spend it on you. All right, number 4 says, what are your long-term career goals? This is a good one. I feel like I'm getting interviewed here. Get you talking about the job, and then you're going to find out more about what they do. Hey, guys, here's a movie for you, 9.5 Weeks with Mickey Rourke and Kim Basinger. There's a scene in that movie. I love that movie. The Rotten Tomatoes beats up on that. But to me, I love that movie. You want to see New York and back in the day. And there's a scene where he takes her on this friend's boat. And he's planning on having sex with her. And he's like making the bed. And he's this kind of dark, mysterious guy. And you remember she asked him, she's like, so what do you do? And arbitrage. He was an arbitrageur. And, she's like, yeah, didn't even know what that was. But I remember those days of down at the South Street Seaport. I tell you, that's a great movie. But long-term career goals. You want to run the company. You want to retire at 40. What is it? Talk about ambition. These are good indicators, of course. This is really good. I mean, you got to know what someone's up to in their mind. And how about this? Number 5, how do you spend your time outside of work? That's always a good one because these are things that you want to know, right? It's like a dual purpose probe question, Genna says. She's like, it reveals hidden fixed costs that could come. And it also highlights a person's discretionary spending. How do they spend their money? Do they go on hikes? Do they go to Runyon Canyon in Hollywood? That was the greatest. I did a little show about LA. I mean, LA is the best city in the world for dates. You don't have to spend any money. Santa Monica, Venice Boardwalk. You go to Hollywood. You go to Runyon Canyon. I love those dates. Or are they going to the high-end golf clubs? You got to know. You got to know because this is going to tell you if there's any slack in their monthly budget. All right, guys. Those are the 5 questions that Genna wrote. Now, here's one more that I think is crucial. Do you want children and how many? We did a show a couple of weeks ago. What's it, about $300,000 between 0 when they're born till they're 18. So there's a lot of money and commitment in raising a family. How many kids? I mean, I met a girl one time, went on a date. She's like, I want to have 6 kids. I go, why 6? I'm like, I mean, you would need more. You need a basketball team with a backup. But no, she was into this big. She had 11 children in her family. No kidding. She's like, well, I don't want to have 11, but I thought 6 was a good number. I'm like, I'm out. I mean, I haven't had any children, so I'm having 6. But that's going to tell you a lot. But hey, I got a better idea for you. I'll tell you what you do. You go to eHarmony. Now, I did this recently. I filled it out because I haven't dated in a while, right, guys? And I'm thinking, maybe I should date. My friends like, you got to get on eHarmony. It takes you like 30 minutes to fill out. I'll tell you, it is one of the most extensive questionnaires that I've ever seen. I didn't even finish it. It got to the end, and then it asked you how much money you make. And I'm like, what? They screen it all for you. So anyway, I never finished it. But if you want to learn all there is and you want to see about compatibility, hey, I'm giving a shout out to eHarmony. I've never seen such a more detailed analysis of someone's, what's going on about the person. So go check it out. I think they do a great job. All right, guys, let's wrap it up with the 3 Tola takeaways. Again, they're crucial. Number 1, you got to respect the ABCs. Got to get it in, especially on a day like today here. It's raining. Hey, I hope they don't get rained out for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We talked about that in the last show because that's going to be awesome this Sunday. But it is rainy here in Indianapolis, so get the workout in for sure. Number 2, pick up the phone. Go visit somebody. Shine your light into someone's life today. It's important. There's a lot of loneliness out there, and it doesn't cost you any money. It's not about money. And number 3, always be willing to accept another person's opinion. Just because it's not yours doesn't mean it's wrong. Guys, have an awesome day. Get the workout in. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 live streaming. Kelly Wilson. Peace.